Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome into the Morning Roast. Good to be back on the Morning Roast. The show is presented by Next Home. They're the market leader. Get looped and get sold with the Next Home experience. We're in the Greenway Equipment Studios. Nothing runs like a deer. Go visit your locally owned John Deere dealers, Stevens Brothers, and Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a deer. And Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapes, outdoor awnings. Bangor Window Shade, 105 Main Street in Bangor. Brian Sullivan, Greg Hirsch, Marqus Cesar here on this Tuesday. Greg, how are you?
I am doing great. Refreshed. Had an awesome weekend. Weather was outstanding. My God, I took yesterday off too. It was awesome. It was awesome. Got golfing. Had a little 4th of July stuff. It was awesome.
Marqus, how you holding up?
I'm great. Honestly, it was a fantastic July 4th weekend. Spent all day in the pool on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Soaked it up. Watched some fireworks. It was awesome. And then I watched football yesterday and Sunday with my pops. It was a great time, except for, from 8 o'clock on.
Right, yeah.
So
freedom ceased to ring as of July 6th. Not so fun. U.S. falls to Belgium 4-1. That's that.
Yeah, just a whooping.
That was fun.
Just a whooping.
Yeah.
Back to your regularly scheduled programs.
Yeah,
Is Family Feud on now at 7?
Yeah, exactly.
I got to get back to
Now I
that.
go back to being angry. Like, I got to watch Norway and Belgium. USA falls. That was too bad. That was, you could just see it, though. You could see it in the two teams.
It wasn't even close.
Right.
Wasn't even close. Reminded me, I caught some of, on the 4th, was it Paraguay, France?
Yeah.
Very similar.
Sure.
Just couldn't touch a ball.
Paraguay trying to, doing all they could to hang with France, and they did a pretty nice job in that one. I caught that one as well. But yeah, just in the way that the U.S. just didn't have any opportunities. They just couldn't get close. They just couldn't get any shots. And of course, Balogun played after the red card was revoked. Which some presidential power comes in.
There we go.
Handy every now and then. So. But in the end, they fall 4-1. We also had a big old press conference. Brad Stevens
sure did.
and Bill Chisholm, just opening thoughts on all of that. I mean, the World Cup we can get to if you want, but it was really after the Jaylen Brown stuff happened, we had our first chance to hear from Brad and Bill Chisholm. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, bottom line is you're not going to pay him the extension.
Yeah.
And, they want to sit there and say this is basketball decision, not about the finances. Well, it's about everything. It is about the finances. You could call it a basketball decision that's based on the fact that you don't want to pay him the extension because you feel like the time has run its course here. I felt like he was trying. I felt like Brad Stevens was trying to be nice as possible about the Jaylen Brown situation, about Jaylen Brown, and essentially not saying, I don't think this is going to work going forward. As a basketball team, I don't think this is going to work. And if it's not going to work now, why are we sticking around?
I've been sitting with and wrestling with this over the weekend because, on the one hand, you talk to, let's say, just knee-jerk reaction. It's like, this is Mookie Betts all over again.
Yes.
Right? It's like, this is Mookie Betts all
Feels
over
that
again.
way.
Then you give a couple of days, and it's like everybody between like the end of May and right now, Jaylen Brown has gotten incrementally worse.
It's amazing.
It's amazing what he has just gotten incrementally worse without playing a basketball game. And I don't know. Is it still Mookie Betts? I don't know if it is. I understand. It's certainly the return. It was jarring, right? The
return feels Mookie Betts
was jarring.
Yeah.
It is the nature of what the NBA is now. I think what Brad Stevens said yesterday was very honest. You can't, in this league, you can't have two guys making 70% of all of the money you can pay out unless they're awesome. And as I've sat with it, I think Jaylen Brown might be the luckiest son of a gun to come along in a long time. Maybe lucky's the wrong word. Maybe just taking advantage of the opportunities in the best way he possibly could, because he came along at a time, got drafted by the Celtics, and was able to ripen, sit on the bench, played behind Gordon Hayward until there was a groundswell 3 years in where he's ready to be the guy.
Play.
And then he gets good as the team around him is really good. And then he's the second best player on a team that goes all in and takes advantage of his opportunities. He's awesome in that 2024 playoff run.
Sure.
Right? He's awesome.
Yep.
And he's deserving of the NBA Finals MVP that he got. And along all this, being the second best player on an elite team, he gets all NBA accolades.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which the way the league is built is how
tough.
you get mega money.
Yeah.
And he comes along at a time where it's like, oh, by the way, that contract that I'm going to sign pays me $60 million,
Right.
And everybody's signing him.
Yep.
But then the league changed the way that they handle stuff, and now he's the $60 million guy who's good, but maybe not
elite, and certainly the league doesn't view him that way. We found out, which is a little stunning to a lot of Celtics fans.
So I think that both things can be true. It can be jarring, but I can also understand what they're saying. I came away from it. I think what I don't want is I believe the Chisholm guy. I think that he said, well, I guess the question is, do you believe the Chisholm guy? I want to believe him.
I want to believe him. Yeah, I want to believe him. I'm trying to look at the BS factor, visually. You're trying to look at that. You're like, I don't think he's BSing me.
Right.
I don't think he is. He looks like a guy that is a little out of place in press conferences, and is trying to be as honest as possible. And he certainly kicked it over to Stevens, though. Like, I didn't have anything to do with this. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, which is interesting. Okay, so let's do some headlines and highlights. Let's hear from those guys as you go through it, because that's what I came away from it wanting is, I don't want Brad Stevens being mad because he's out there. He kind of was left twisting the wind.
Yeah. It was all on
45-minute
him.
press conference,
Yep.
and Bill Chisholm talks for about 5 minutes.
Right. It says, don't look at me.
But the questions are, to Brad Stevens, that's his job. So, Marcus, just some headlines and highlights. But first, I want to tell you about Madden Generator Services. Expert installation, dependable maintenance, and a free 7-year warranty on new Generac installs. They'll keep your home in the game. 951-4668. Madden Generator Services. Power you can count on. So, here is new owner, majority owner Bill Chisholm, talking about his stance on all this. Okay, let's hear from Brad talking about the way that the salary cap works, number 3. So, I think that alludes to what you said earlier. They want out of it. They want out of the contract. Yeah. So, what this to me, what this is about is about having options, but this is a Celtics team that is now going to be good for the next couple years. We'll see what the roster looks like, but essentially, this is built for when they can get the Paul George contract off the books, whether that be a trade next season or completely it runs its course in 2 years. They're ready to go when Jason Tatum is 30.
Yep.
They've got that first round pick, and they're ready to deploy the next run of it.
Right.
I think you look at the way this is what the NBA wanted. This is what the league wanted. They're going to the NFL model where there's no dynasties. You don't have the Dodgers being able to outspend and win every year.
Sure.
You're going to have a new champion every year. The only way you're going to have a dynasty is if a Patrick Mahomes comes along and he's
Homegrown.
a talent that is able to elevate lower talent than around him, and a Tom Brady type, right? Like, that's the way. This is what the league wanted, and I guess it's good, right? I guess it's good, to have parity.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. At the same time, I do like what Brad Stevens said about, he wishes in the CBA there was something about instead of 35% of your salary, if it's homegrown, you develop these guys. It only counts for that one guy 25%.
Right.
It gives you a little more freedom and rewards you for developing your own guys. I like that.
It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it's almost a loophole that's been like, oh, we should have thought of that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Maybe that goes into the next one. I don't know.
Right.
But it just, I do think there is something there where it's just like, geez, we put all this effort in to elevate this person and do this, and now the consequence is we can't keep him.
So from here on out, it's get picks, develop players, have star one getting good, and then have young guy ready to take his place. So now it's just an assembly line of, you're going to have guys that don't play in one place forever, right?
Right.
Like poor Jason Tatum when he's 34.
That's all gone.
Hey, Deuce.
Right.
Pack up the Star Wars PJs.
Sure.
We're heading to Sacramento. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting to say the least. Okay. Start your morning at Goslin's Bakery, 334 Harlow Street in Bangor. Grab a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin or croissant, plus legendary donuts and pastries made since 1945. Or visit the new Goslin's Bakery and Deli next to Hannaford and Brewer. And Uno Pizzeria and Grill, where they have late night deals every night in the bar or lounge, 9 p.m. to close. Enjoy $6 apps, $5 cheeseburgers, $5 Indy cheese or pepperoni deep dish. And you can find them at 725 Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. Okay, we are going to get back in our time machine and revisit 1987 after the break. What year did we peak? Maine hockey starts to cook a little bit.
Yo, yeah, here it comes.
All right, back with more after this. Joshua Tree by U2 here. It's 1987. Welcome back to the Morning Roast as we try to find out what year we peaked as a consumer of all things sports and popular culture, television, movies, music. Okay. Also, I want to tell you guys about the DQ in Old Town. DQ $7 chicken strip meal deal has it all. 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and a DQ sundae. All for just $7. Now you can get it with the new honey sriracha dip, 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. Okay, here we go. 1987. Let's go back. The Patriots are 8-7. Players strike shorten the season. Raymond Barry is your head coach. You finish third. You miss the playoffs. 2 years removed from the Super Bowl. Patriots football growing rapidly, but has not yet become Patriot Nation. Right?
No, just massive step back. They're getting old. This crew is getting old at this point.
Steve Grogan nearing the end of one of the most beloved careers in Patriots history. Red Sox go 89-73, second in the AL East. They missed the playoff by 2 games. Roger wins his second straight Cy Young. He struck out 20 batters the season before. Remained one of baseball's most feared pitchers. Wade Boggs hits 360 again.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean,
he was just a machine. He left-handed hitter, smoking the ball off the wall too.
Celtics go 59-23. They go to the Eastern Conference Finals where they lose to the Detroit Pistons. Let's see. Larry Bird finishes second in MVP voting. Kevin McHale remains one of basketball's best post players. Robert Parrish is there. Celtics pretty good, but by our standards come up just a bit short.
Yeah, for sure.
Bruins 37-32-11. They lost in the division finals too. Who else but
Montreal. Not very good.
Let's see. University of Maine Black Bears. 87, a good athletic year.
Yep.
For the Black Bears. Football goes 8-4, qualifies for the NCAA playoffs. Continued establishing Maine as one of the stronger programs in the Yankee Conference. Maine hockey, Greg, what happened for Maine hockey this year?
So Walsh's third year, this is when they start to rise, really. Black Bears, they went 24-16-2 overall, 15-10-1 in Hockey East. They finished third in Hockey East. Their first ever NCAA tournament berth. They lost in the first round, but now they're knocking on the door nationally, right? Massive offense, 4.7 goals a game. We're talking guys like Eric Weinrich. He was the first team. He was our first all Hockey East team player. Dave Capuano, Mike McHugh. McHugh was named Hockey East Defensive Player of the Year. This is the foundation of Maine hockey right here.
Yeah, it really does start to names that you still are very aware of.
100%. They're on the wall. You go to Alpha and you're seeing these names, right? This put us on the map.
Okay, baseball, one of the stronger programs in the Northeast, continues to develop talent. Okay, for the other stuff, let's see. Your Academy Award winner is The Last Emperor. Other Best Picture nominees: Broadcast News, Fatal Attraction, Hope and Glory, and Moonstruck.
Yeah. I never saw The Last Emperor.
Why would you?
No.
Let's see. Top 20 domestic box office films. I expanded this a little bit here because top 5 doesn't really give a...
No, it doesn't give the picture of what we experienced.
So just to run through, Beverly Hills Cop 2 is number 1. Platoon, Fatal Attraction, The Untouchables, 3 Men and a Baby. Need I keep going here?
Oh, my God.
Secret of My Success, Stakeout, Lethal Weapon, Witches of Eastwick, Predator, Dragnet, La Bamba, Crocodile Dundee, RoboCop, Outrageous Fortune, Dirty Dancing, The Living Daylights, Snow White re-release, Full Metal Jacket, and Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
It's pretty.
That's a list where I'm probably not if I go by La Bamba, probably not watching it on TNT.
No,
Also Dragnet, I never really loved.
Oh, you didn't like Dragnet?
I didn't love it.
I mean, I didn't love it, but that was Tom Hanks before he got serious.
But that's a list.
It's a kill. I mean, you got Lethal Weapon 1. Full Metal Jacket's way down at 19. Dirty Dancing was just a pop phenomenon.
Crazy, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Your top TV shows, pretty standard here. Cosby, A Different World, Cheers, 227. What's 227?
Yeah, 227 was another. It just. Sitcom. 227 was like their address or something. Right?
Golden Girls, Murder, She Wrote, Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, Night Court, 60 Minutes are your top shows. Album of the year is Joshua Tree by U2.
Oh, yeah.
Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi, Graceland, Paul Simon, License to Ill, Beastie Boys, The Way It Is by Bruce Hornsby, and Control by Janet Jackson. Stock market crashes. Black Monday, October 19th, 1987. Dow Jones falls 22%. Simpsons debuts. The first started as a short on the Tracy Ullman Show, but The Simpsons debuts on this date in 87.
Yeah, isn't it unbelievable it's gone that long?
You've got the Dirty Dancing phenomenon, which Greg hit on. Lethal Weapon reinvented the Buddy Cop movie, which maybe 48 Hours had something to say about that beforehand. RoboCop comes out. Wall Street gives us Greed is Good. Let's see, U2 becomes the biggest band in the world. Guns N' Roses explodes.
Yeah. Little early here, but appetite was out there, and it's going to come on like a freight train in the next year.
The end of the Cold War begins to feel possible in 1987. Technology, 87 marked the beginning of everyday personal computing with the IBM. Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda and Metroid were fueling the NES boom. Home VCR ownership crossed into the mainstream, making movie rentals a weekly ritual.
Yeah, VCR started to come in now. Now you're cooking. Now you're watching movies whenever you want. You know, it's just different world.
Which is, I mean, there it is right there. The stuff that takes hold is you can watch movies whenever you want, and Nintendo's becoming this thing that is still, I mean, Nintendo, and then you look at what's happening today. I mean, it's a whole...
It's incredible. And with the Nintendo, it was like, I grew up through all this, like Atari and everything was early 80s, and that was hot. And then you went through a gap of like 3 or 4 years where there was really that became passe. So there was like not a lot of home video games, and then Nintendo hit and it was like, oh, this thing's back. This is like here to stay.
Okay, so did I miss anything? Is there anything we think we need to explore a bit more?
Michael Jackson did release Bad. I don't know if you said that one.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're talking follow-up to Thriller. Never was going to reach the heights of Thriller, but, you know, when he came back with an album 4 years later, basically, it was gigantic.
So, all that stuff and more. There's your explanation why 87. So, for New Englanders, especially in Maine, 87 represents one of the last years when nearly everyone consumed the same entertainment. Boston sports were nationally relevant, not great. NBC's Thursday night sitcom lineup drew tens of millions of viewers simultaneously. Blockbuster films dominating popular conversations for months. MTV and FM radio drove the music discovery, and local newspapers and TV sportscasts remained a common source for your information. So 87, there it is in a nutshell. We will assess it and score it and get back to present day right after this. Also, I want to tell you that it's available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. 2 sausage McMuffins, an egg, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deal is over 40% off and available for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. All right, back with more after this. Welcome back to the Morning Roast. Bangor Mall Cinemas, Greater Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. Greater Bangor Mall Cinemas features luxury recliners and an upgraded food menu. Find showtimes and reserve your seat at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. Brian Sullivan, Greg Hirsch, Marqus Cesar here on this Tuesday morning. Nice to get back to it. All right, Greg, before we deal with the matters of today, let's go with what happened in 1987. Give me your sports score for 87.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Maine hockey kind of carrying this thing because, I gave it a 6.8.
Yeah.
You know, I just, Bird and McHale, still a great year, but kind of getting to the end. And everything else was just kind of, Clemens was great, Boggs was great. It still didn't get it done. Not much to go with.
Yeah, the only thing that carries it here, you don't win anything big. You lose to Montreal again, but you're planting seeds, and you have a nice playoff run for Maine football. So you figure, I don't know if the people of 87 know what they got in Maine hockey. Like, it's not, It's certainly not what it is today or in a couple years, but the tree is starting to spring up a little bit, right?
You're starting to see fruits of your labor. Walsh had a couple of years when he first came here that he had to kind of restart it and get it going. Now those recruits are paying off.
And also, I think you can't take away from what a playoff run means for football. Like when campus is alive and the team is good and you got an extra game and maybe you host one, but you go to the dance and you're playing beyond Thanksgiving. There's a value to that. But for all that, I give it a 6-2, right? You don't win anything, so it's a little bit lower. How about your other stuff score?
Boy, we extended the movies and everything and the music and the culture really to take a look at it. So it really kind of jacked the rating a bit because there's just timeless classics in there.
Yeah, what we were doing is just the top 5 box office, so we expanded it to give more of an idea of like what's happening then.
Yeah, right.
And it was the correct move.
It definitely is. I give entertainment culture 8.2.
Okay. I give it a little higher. What's your reasoning for the 8.2? What?
Yeah, no, I thought it was incredibly loaded, but I had to weigh it against maybe some other things that are to come that will be a higher rating. So that's why 8.2.
I give it an 8.9 because a few things that are just, I think, as Nintendo starts to come along, the VCR becomes more commonplace.
That's a big one.
The VCR becoming more commonplace and the Nintendo taking over, I think you still, like, what happened then still matters today, right? Like, Marcus, how many times you play video game over the weekend?
Honestly, not much this weekend, but
in a normal
any
weekend.
other weekend.
Yeah, if you weren't in the pool all day Saturday,
oh God,
you'd be hammering. Those thumbs would be wailing away. And then just the VCR, like, was such a huge part of your childhood, my childhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, right?
We all saw Boogie Nights. I mean, we weren't sure it was going to stick. You know, it's all about film.
And then Predator comes out in '87.
Yeah, I knew you'd have to give that one a big one.
So Predator comes out in '87. That's fair. So there you go. That is an 8.9. So back to the stuff that's going on. Today, Boston Red Sox also in action. I do want to touch on it because we've been gone for a little bit here. What's going on with the all-star team for the Boston Red Sox? Like, how do Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras not become your all-star submissions when Ranger Suarez and Aroldis Chapman are you guys?
Yeah, how does that happen?
I can see Chapman, but how do you overlook Gray for Suarez?
Right, that one blew my mind. That totally caught me off guard. What a major oversight issue that is.
So interesting that they are even aware that the Red Sox have baseball players that could be on the All-Star team.
I'm not surprised. But admittedly, looking between Contreras and who they did pick, Kurtz, it's pretty close. Like, I kind of put it in the notes there, but they have the same amount of home runs. Contreras is, a little lacking in a couple of stats, but it's ticky-tacky. Like OPS, he's a couple points lower, but he's hitting a little bit more than Kurtz. So
I mean, Wilson Contreras with 20 home runs and 59 RBIs, he's an all-star on this team. Like,
for sure.
Have we scored 59 runs this year? Like,
It doesn't feel like it.
Also, while we were sleeping, while Marcus was dunking his body and whatever body of water would accept it, Red Sox won 8 of 10.
It was they swept the Nationals. Getting great performances once again. Sonny Gray, Chapman gets the record for Ks by reliever, right? Like, so, it's just incredible little run here they're going on while no one's paying attention.
Go out west, beat the Angels a little bit, and now it's back in action with the White Sox tonight at 7:40. So interesting there. Red Sox do have a couple of all-stars, but probably not the ones that should be all-stars. Okay, quick commercial break. Coming your way, you've got, the Ticket Awards. They were a couple of weeks ago. If you want to see them, you can go to 929theticket.com or on the Ticket app or on YouTube. Back with more right after this. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Brian Sullivan, Greg Hirsch, Marqus Cesar here. The show brought to you by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, official sports grill of the roast and the place to be in downtown Bangor at herosportsgrill.com. Go check out all the World Cup action at Hero Sports Grill. All right, Dan Le Batard show, very interested in all the Jaylen Brown action. Here's what Le Batard had to say about maybe the reasoning behind some of the Jaylen Brown stuff. Do you think Jaylen Brown was a headache that Celtics didn't want to deal with anymore? Do you think he was a headache?
Yeah, I think it was a piece of it. I think it was a piece of it because I think they weighed that in terms of we're not going to extend him. How's that going to go? This thing is going to go south. And Brown did say when he came out, he felt like the communication was good for a while, and then something happened, and I don't know what that something happened is. I would like to know what that is. But I do think it's, Jaylen wants to be the guy. We all know that. He's never going to be the guy here. And what is that going to look like over the next 2 years, whatever, 3 years until we don't re-sign or don't extend him, and that it's just going to get progressively worse. And what's that going to do to Tatum?
Here you go. Here, let's talk about Jason Tatum. Brad Stevens says that he wasn't a part of any of this. Okay, so Brad Stevens protecting Jason Tatum, and you have no reason to not believe Brad Stevens. Whenever big stuff has happened, he's come out and I think spoken pretty honestly. Sometimes he'll talk around it a little bit, but when the Ime Udoka stuff, he came out and you could see he was affected by whatever was going on. And so I guess my question to you, Greg, is do you have the faith that Brad Stevens got this right? Like, this is a huge move in the landscape of the operation, of the organization. Do you think that he got this right? Is there a chance that they're out ahead of this thing? Where, like, sort of like what Le Batard said, that this is where the league is going, and you can't operate in this way unless those two guys are elite, or you're surrounded them with draft picks, with young talent, everybody on a rookie deal.
I feel more like he's out ahead of it today than I did a couple days ago. Like, I'm growing into it a little bit maybe that's just because of the goodwill that Brad Stevens has earned. So I do trust him more so than the other, owners or GMs, around Boston. But I don't know if he got it right yet or not, because the thing still lingers, though. The thing still lingers is because I feel like, were you lying about Giannis? Because I feel like you might have been lying about getting after Giannis. Because that doesn't make sense.
There, right?
That doesn't make sense, right? Like, if this is because you were about to, as far as we know, about to dive right back into it, just substitute different style players, basically. You were going to go that route. And then Hugo Gonzalez or Shireman was the holdup. Like that still doesn't hold water for me.
Well, doesn't that sort of fit though? If you say, okay, we're going to pay 70% of our team, our cap to two guys, but they've got to be elite, top of the heap. Giannis and Tatum are that.
They got absolutely. Right? Like, they got to be, and they got to fit well together. They got to work well together. But yeah, you still didn't push that one over the goal line, though. So I don't know. That one still is like, I just wonder if you were as seriously in on Giannis as we were led to believe.
It's a good question. And you wonder then, what does this look like moving forward? What happens when Paul George comes off the books? What is the move that happens as a result of Paul George? What does his contract become? What do you flip him for? What is the goal here? Is it to have Jason Tatum surrounded by a bunch of just young guys and he leads the way? Or do you then go sign a bunch of Mitchell Robinsons to $15, $20 million contracts and try to, that's kind of what he said, is we're going to try to replace him in the aggregate, right?
Right.
Moneyball is now taking hold
optionality.
For the Boston Celtics. Yeah. I had to Google optionality. What is optionality?
It's just they love throwing new words at you. And they get 2 years under that second apron. Now it's like, okay, let's go spend. But spend it all around and not just on a superstar. It's just, I'm trying to come around to it. I still think the deal stinks. But, the long-term plan, I think they're trying to explain to you what that's going to be. And we're just trying to see through, okay, what is that going to really look like in this new world?
I came into this thinking a topic for us today could be, which one was worse? The Patriots letting Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo leave town for in total 1 second-round pick, Mookie Betts getting traded away, or this?
Yeah.
As the days have gone along, I've gotten a lot more okay with Jaylen Brown out of town, just based on what I'm being told, what I'm being fed.
Right.
And maybe I'm being just completely, fooled.
Are you also prepared with thinking that way? Are you also prepared? Because I am a little bit, just to say, okay, they're probably not going to be as good next year.
I think they're probably not going to be as good next year.
Right. And be okay with that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. What do you got going on, Marcus?
We've got Fred from Milford.
Fred, what are you thinking about?
Well, I was just thinking, I know they're trying to avoid the salary cap hits and whatnot, but also Nikola Jokic is still unsigned, and if they can get Paul George's contract off the books, that would free up a substantial amount of money. And I didn't know if you had any thought into what that would look like if he was to come over.
Well, they certainly got these picks for a reason, right?
Right.
It doesn't. If they pick that 2028 first round pick, I'd be a little bit surprised. It does seem, and Jokic, fits into that mold, right? Like
Sure does.
And Giannis are kind of one of those. There's only a couple guys like that that can do what they do, and I'd rather have him than Giannis
all day long.
Now, what's the shelf life on him? How long is he going to be great? I don't know, but certainly interesting. I did see that, Fred, that he's going to wait a year before he signs his extension to see where the Nuggets are headed. How would you feel about that, Fred?
That's one thing they really need right now is a good big. And as far as shelf life for him, I mean, he's not a prolific scorer. He fills the stat sheet, kind of like what people are expecting Cooper Flagg to do, and with assists and with scoring assists and rebounds and things like that. So I'd love to see him in Celtics uniform, obviously, because he's a great player, but just how he plays the game is sustainable.
Good. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, something to keep tabs on, because you do have to have the feeling that Brad Stevens is not going to just rest on his laurels, right?
No.
Like, you got to figure this was made for a couple reasons. A, like Greg just said, to get under that spending apron, that ceiling where you need to be, underneath.
Yep.
And then you can go
a little crazy
after that. So it's another year where I think the expectations are probably going to be pretty similar to what you had with a Jaylen Brown-led team, right?
Right.
50-something wins, and we'll see how Jason Tatum can lead the way. All right, good stuff, Fred. We appreciate you. You have a great day. We'll have more of this. We'll talk with Dave Peck about it in the 7 o'clock hour as well. But this day in history is next.
Welcome back to the Morning Roast on 92.9 The Ticket, Maine sports leader. This is Alone by Heart, the number one song in the U.S. today, in 1987.
Very big fan of the song.
You love this tune.
Yeah. It's one that you can really wail on,
big time.
Till now.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Heart 70s act comes out in 87 and crushes it with this little second life for Heart.
Let's see. 1456 retrial verdict acquits Joan of Arc of hearsay 25 years after her death.
Doesn't do her much good.
Heresy.
Sorry, we got it wrong.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Let's see. 1928, sliced bread is sold for the first time in Missouri, described as the greatest forward step in baking industry since bread was wrapped.
Greatest thing since sliced bread.
Wow.
There it is.
Right
there. Like, how did they think of this?
Yeah, right. I've been just ripping it.
Yeah, right.
eating it, like, and they started, and also they just started wrapping it recently.
Right.
Too.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I think that's my favorite part. It's like, this is the greatest thing since we started wrapping it.
Start bagging this stuff.
It didn't go bad.
Yeah.
So quick.
Have you seen what Chili Cloth is doing down the road?
There is
slicing it.
Yeah, there is something though about like fresh bread, just ripping a hunk.
Oh.
Especially, and then the butter maybe they'd throw on it from.
Oh, my word.
Let's see. 1936, RCA broadcasts the first real TV program, a variety show with dancing, a film on locomotives, a fashion show, and a monologue from Tobacco Road.
There we go.
Yeah, just nothing like a sweet drag.
That's right. It keeps these girls dancing.
Yeah, Chapel Hill. Let's see. 1947, alleged and disputed Roswell, New Mexico UFO incident.
I take umbrage with that. Disputed, alleged. Please, we all know that one was real.
You got to take it up with Tyler. He was pretty indignant about that a few days ago.
The place that transported the atomic bomb didn't know a spaceship from tinfoil. Please, come on.
Okay. Let's see. In 2001, in his first appearance at Daytona since the death of his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Jr. wins the Pepsi 400, coming from 7th with 9 laps remaining to beat teammate Michael Waltrip. Birthdays today, Satchel Paige was born this day, 1906. 1940, Ringo was born. Ringo Starr.
Yeah, the jovial one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Ringo?
Ringo, I think, is coming to Portland. I think I saw yesterday he's bringing the
really?
All-Star band back around.
Awesome. That'd be a show.
In 1949, Shelley Duvall was born. In the years that after The Shining, you heard that they weren't so nice to her on there, maybe rattled her cage to a certain extent.
She looked a little rattled.
Trying to make that movie.
Yeah.
So pretty good olive oil in the Popeye movie.
Yeah, actually, she doesn't get enough credit for that.
But not on this show. We will not allow that to go.
No.
And 1972, Lisa Leslie was born. Holidays today, it is Strawberry Sundae Day. Okay.
Yeah, I could go for that.
Yeah,
vanilla
occasionally.
ice cream, a little strawberry sundae. Yeah, a little special treat.
If the chocolates run out.
Yeah, we can go with that.
It is Chocolate Day, so there you go. If you had a choice, if I'm somebody going, hey, what do you want? I'm going to go get some chocolate. What's your chocolate order?
Like candy bar?
Yeah, in chocolate. What do you want?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I mean, chocolate. I want hot fudge is what I want on my ice cream is what I want.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you?
I guess just a peanut butter cup.
A peanut butter cup? Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I went and got, for the car, I got a thing of peanut M&Ms because I figure, hey, shoot, peanut M&Ms.
Those are dangerous.
Peanut in there, you know?
Sure. Yeah, you get a little something good for you.
And my daughter was like, "These are the worst ones."
What?
She's like, I don't want the peanut. I just want the chocolate. So she's back there gnawing on it like a squirrel,
like working her way around
the coating, and then giving me like goopy peanuts. She's like, "I'm done with this one, Dad. Give me a blue." So yeah, not everybody. I thought the peanut.
I thought yellow bag's the way to go.
But give me I go with the original.
You like regular M&M. Yeah. No, phenomenal.
You can make it last too.
Yeah.
Controversial take here. I like the minis. I think the mini M&Ms are pretty good.
It's a
You're
lot.
fooling yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not fooling nobody.
It's Forgiveness Day and Day of Rock and Roll. So there you go. 7 a.m. hour coming your way right after this. It was not a foul. That was the sounds of one of the worst plays I've ever seen on a soccer pitch. That's the U.S. goalie coming out to try and meet the ball, plays it off his chest, goes to kick it away, and kicks the ground.
Yeah, just straight out of the New York Giants playbook there, man. That was brutal.
So U.S. eliminated 4-1. They lose to Belgium last night. 7 a.m. hour of the morning roast is underway. We're broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios, locally owned John Deere dealer, and see the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a deer. Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market on Harlow Street in Bangor, next to Goslin's Bakery. Sip fresh boba, explore snacks, ramen, and their tasty Jamaican patties. Also visit the brewer location on Wilson Street next to Hannaford. And Next Home, they're the market leader. Get Luke and get sold with the Next Home experience. Brian Sullivan, Greg Hirsch, Marqus Cesar here on this Tuesday. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I had a great long weekend. Wow, it was nice. A little 4th of July mixed in there. Got to go up to Millinocket again, see the parade for 2 years in a row. Beautiful weather. It was awesome.
Handing out hot dogs up there in the Millinocket.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, they throw out the candy to the kids, and then the biker club of Maine was just cruising down with their Harleys, and had about 8 or 10 guys. They grilled up dogs before they left. They're like, "Hey, want a dog?" It's like, I'll eat a hot dog at 9:30 on the 4th of July. Why not? You know, anything more American than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Just taking hot dogs from big burly bikers in Millinocket. That's letting freedom ring right there.
I didn't feel like I could say no.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
He's like, "You don't want the hot dog?"
Yeah.
Fancy man.
Exactly.
Marqus, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, fantastic weekend, capped off by an awful performance. Like, I looked at my dad last night, and I just said, you know, obviously soccer is chess on grass, and they look like me in 7th grade trying to just get a grip with this high schooler who's absolutely whooping me.
Yeah, it was a tough way to end our. You know, a lot of people back to work yesterday, or maybe you backloaded it. I think there was probably a pretty dividing line of who was on vacation last week and who's on vacation this week. Right?
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of a little bit of both. I extended it. Took yesterday as well. Get that extra day in. Got a shout out to Brooksy out of Pine Hill. Got to go out there with Miranda yesterday. Hit the ball around and hooked us up with some passes there.
Yeah, certainly go out there and support all the guys over at Pine Hill. Play some golf. Had something delicious to eat in the clubhouse. It's a great place to talk golf, as the commercial would tell you.
Yeah, absolutely, sure is.
And so, absolutely go check them out. But I think that's actually what I'm going to have to do, because I took Friday off from the news because I was anticipating I didn't want to be at work when the USA was playing in the round of 8. I thought they were going to win last night.
Yeah.
I chose what I don't know. Like you watch it last night, and there's a difference between the U.S. and Belgium. Completely different.
Yeah, completely different. They just total domination. They're not in the same league.
So just tough. And I guess, I'll see you at the Olympics.
Yeah, I'll catch you around.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you. It was, it was entertaining. I enjoyed all the extracurricular stuff. It was really fun.
I'll stick with this on the way through. I'll keep watching up to and through, depending on what the matchup is. But the championship's going to be in New Jersey on like the July 19th. It'll be like a Sunday at 3:00.
Yeah, that'll work.
It's worth watching.
Golf time.
Yeah,
that's like golf TV time. That's not bad. I can jump into that.
You're cold turkey. You're
done.
Off.
I'm done. I tried. I really, really, really tried to watch, and I just don't like the sport at all. I just don't. I hate it. The flopping is just too much for me, and I can't stand it.
So Saturday, 5:00, Norway versus England. That doesn't do anything for you. The non-flopper Erling Braut Haaland.
I do like Norway.
Exactly.
I do like Norway,
And
I will
Haaland
say.
is a star. That guy, 6'7", all muscle.
I do dig him. Yeah. No, there's pieces I do like of it. Like, and I do like that. Pull for Norway for sure.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times my father has told me that Erling Haaland looks like Vigo from Ghostbusters 2.
He's not wrong.
He goes, it looks like Vigo. I'm like, yeah, okay, kind of does. And then like 2 days later, he's like, you know what you think it looks like? Vigo, little film Ghostbusters 2.
That's right.
The sequel.
It's a good spot, though, by Tom.
He's kind of badgering people with it. Like, he's come to this point. This one little thing he's come to. It's like, you know what he looks like? You know Ghostbusters 1, not that one.
Yeah.
The
The
second
one with
one.
the painting comes to life.
Yeah, remember? He comes out of it. Wow, little story. Statue of Liberty comes to life. Crazy. Let's see. That's I don't know. I'm not done with it. Not the way that you are.
I wish I could get into it.
But also, I'll say this. I think my life is different than the average working man because I'm surrounded by televisions. And so you give me a sport that's on at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's on.
Yeah. You got it. You got me. Like, hey, Wimbledon. Hey, old friend.
Right.
I got you on over the 4th of July. Hey, Open Championship, British Open, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's fine.
I get it.
Okay.
I tried. I really, really tried. I just, and I understand there's a strategy behind it. I hate the strategy. I think it hurts the sport.
Okay. The rest of the globe and myself will be watching. Greg will be
That's cool.
over at Pine Hill. To each their own.
That's cool. You guys enjoy. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Be like, what'd you do? Like, I played 27 holes, had a couple of drinks, great time, brought my wife. What'd you do? Like, it was Paraguay and the Netherlands. It was a 0-0 draw, Greg. Oh, it was thrilling. It was a 0-0 draw. Oh, the defense of it was like chess on grass.
Such beauty.
You ever watch chess on grass?
That'll be next.
It's a thrill.
That'll be next.
The strategy, the chess on grass.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
It's
all cerebral.
It is, I guess you do have it is a little different. Chess on grass. There it is right there. Okay, let's do a quick headline highlight. First, I want to tell you that if you're stuck on the side of the road, Union Street Towing has you covered 24/7 statewide from breakdowns to lockouts. We'll get you moving fast. Call 942-4200, driven to be there when you need them most. All right, we'll get into the Celtic stuff after the break with hearing from Brad Stevens and Bill Chisholm. That'll be where we'll go at 7:15. We'll talk with Dave Peck about it as well. Boston Red Sox have a couple of all-stars. One of them's not named Wilson Contreras. Here's what he had to say on getting to 20 home runs. All right, there you go. A lot there from Wilson Contreras. Winners of 8 of their last 10 games are the Boston Red Sox. That do it for you?
Yeah, they went out west. I mean, it does it for me in the sense of just give me some entertaining stuff to watch. I mean, we got Peyton Tolley tonight, right? So he needs to bounce back from his last start, which wasn't great, but it just kept on rolling in terms of Sonny Gray, Chapman. Those are 2 guys right there that you've got to trade high on and see what it can do for your future. So yeah, I'm in on them building for the future, and I think that helps.
Acadia Federal Credit Union's newest location is now open on Wilson Street in Brewer, serving Maine since 1963 with branches in Bangor, Brewer, and Aroostook County. Learn more at acadiafcu.org. Back with more after this. Available in ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub as well. 2 sausage muffins with egg, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deal is over 40% off and there for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Okay, we hear from the brass of the Boston Celtics after Jaylen Brown has been sent away. Let's go with number 3 here from Brad Stevens, talking about just the way that the cap works these days. Okay, it's been a few days, half a week since Jaylen Brown has been traded. Have your feelings about it changed? How do you feel after you heard from Bill Chisholm and Brad Stevens yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't like the trade, especially if you were seriously going after Giannis, which I now question if that was as serious as we were led to believe. But at the same time, I understand what he's saying. Like that, okay, in the way going forward, you're not going to be able to have 2 Supermax deals on a team. You're really not, and maybe for a year or 2, but that's about it. So that's not going to be the way to sustain long-term success. And I think he looks at it like, you know what, the Jays have hit the ceiling together. And this is about as it's not going to work going forward. And so let's get in front of it. Paul George, great for a year. You can get out of it after next year, right? Like, so you can get out of it if you want. Why if we're not going to extend Jaylen Brown, why extend the inevitable?
And you think that the return is, while not ideal, is still in Brad you trust? It's still in Brad you trust?
Right now, because the story's not told yet, right? Like, in looking, I'm hopeful. I guess he is earned the right for us to still have hope in what he's trying to accomplish. We'll see where it goes. I mean, this could just be a total money thing, even though they say it's not. And I hope it's not, because Brad Stevens seems to be honest. Chisholm seemed to be honest in it. I don't think they're lying to us. They could be.
Here's Bill Chisholm talking about his stance on all this. So I think I have no choice but to believe that this is the right thing. I can't escape the fact that this is just about money, but I guess I'm okay with the fact it's about money, because just the way the league is set up, they needed to get under whatever threshold so that Bill Chisholm doesn't lose money. And then the way the league is set up, you got to be under X amount for 2 years consecutively. And then if you look at it that way, that's when it time's up for them to go all in again,
right,
with whatever next iteration it is. So then the other guy to go alongside Jaylen Brown, they can then pay after next season, when they've got a first-round pick that's coming up that's going to be valuable, with Paul George on an expiring contract. And so we'll see. I don't think they're going to be any worse next year than they were this year. I think the team that you trotted out there with just Jaylen Brown is now going to have just Jason Tatum.
Right.
And every piece of math, and maybe it's a Jaylen Brown smear campaign on the way out, all the analytics that he does X, Y, and Z, and Peyton Pritchard's ready to be unlocked as the next, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that stuff out there.
There is a lot.
And maybe I've just heard so much of it that I've
propaganda.
I've convinced myself that Jaylen Brown's gotten worse since the end of the season than he was. But there's also this stuff. Here's Dan Le Batard talking about Jaylen Brown off the court. So I think that lines up. Jaylen Brown, good, not good enough.
Yeah, right. No, exactly. Like, really good. Just the fit now, not good enough. We want to do different things. They talk about, Chisholm talks about winning quite a bit there. Yeah, the mandate is to win, and that's what we're trying to do. But I think what he's saying is not right now. Like, and the mandate is to win over time.
Anybody who wanted Missoula ball to go away, it's not.
No, it's not.
Analytics would tell you that Jaylen Brown shoots too many twos.
Right.
And that those are not a valuable shot. So the mid-range jumper, the old elbow two-pointer, where Jaylen Brown makes all of his money, we don't want that anymore.
No.
We want threes and dunks.
Yep. Yeah, and that's going to frustrate a lot of people, too.
As long as we get more dunks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. We'll take that.
Which, Jason Tatum, I need you going to the hoop. I need 10 free throws a game. Mitchell Robinson, what do you got? Neemias Queta. Okay, those are our two revolving centers who are going to be in there. Certainly, they're not going to be shooting threes, right? Right. So you better be getting me some dunks.
Yeah, you better be, because we've seen what happens too many times now. When the plan isn't working, there's no adjustment. So are things going to get better eventually? Hopefully, but not right now. I don't think. I think it's just going to be more of the same.
I would come away from this thinking that the goal is for the Celtics to be good, compete for a championship in 2028.
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it too.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a lot of questions left unanswered until we see what happens almost after next season.
So 26-27 will be what it is. I think probably similar to what we saw this year. 27-28, okay, what happens then? And then, okay, once 29 comes around, Jason Tatum's 2 years older, then what? But I think you're going to have to wait a year, right?
And we're a little scarred from waiting with this whole Red Sox thing that's just happened, too. So Boston fans being told, just hold on for another year, isn't sitting too well right now.
All right, take a quick commercial break. Dairy Queen in Bangor with a new DQ breakfast collection. You can enjoy Cinnamon Toast Crunch dipped cone, Fruity Pebbles shake, or Choco Frosted Donut Blizzard treat. Whether it's breakfast time or not, visit 668 Broadway in Bangor. DQ happy, tastes good. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Casella, good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com. All right, you got Red Sox and White Sox tonight. What are you guys thinking here?
Thinking hits, runs, RBIs. Contreras over 1.5.
Okay. So, hell hath no fury like a first baseman scorned. You think he's left off the All-Star game and he's mad?
He's hot,
and he's ready to rock and roll?
Yeah. I think Contreras could have a big one. There was that. Totally would need 6+ strikeouts coming off his worst performance of the year. We're going to lay off that one.
Yeah, I don't quite buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 7:40 start. You got Peyton Tolley on the hill. Red Sox money line is minus 130. Sox stay hot. You could also go there. They're on the road. I don't know. I think I'm okay with Wilson Contreras. Hits, runs, RBIs. Over, under 1.5, minus 134. Yeah, take it to the bank.
There we go.
Okay, so there you go. We'll go with Wilson Contreras tonight. Hits, runs, RBIs. Sox are winners of 8 of their last 10. What if they win 8 of their next 10? Is that the only way? I mean, does this team need to get to 500 before you can take them seriously? Because if they get to 500, that's okay. We can
work with you.
Cute. You're a fun little story.
Sure.
But you get to 500, but even then, it's like, okay, we're starting to get a little bit banged up. You've got Tristan Casas getting hurt, doing
nothing.
God knows what.
Yeah.
Roman Anthony's been shipped off to Florida. Garrett Crochet, I don't anticipate him coming back. So it does seem like they're treading water, in a way. It's almost like, bite off your nose to spite your face. Like you're getting a little bit better.
Right.
And you're above 500 under Chad Tracy, right? You're doing okay. You're hanging in there.
Yeah.
But to what end? That's the question. Like, to what end? Are we is this a world where, they pulled Sonny Gray after 70 pitches the other day, right? Because they let him go.
Yep.
The explanation was they let him go because 2 days or 2 starts before because he's trying to get the no-hitter.
Right.
They pulled him after 70 pitches. I see that as like, okay, we need to manage this asset.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, we can't let this thing get hurt.
And now Aroldis Chapman is going to the All-Star game. I would like Chad Tracy to say, do not pitch Aroldis Chapman in the All-Star game.
No, exactly. Go there, enjoy the festivities, but we don't want to see you on the field.
Because they're throwing Aroldis Chapman in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Because so that's where I'm still at is like, okay, you want to be good, let's be good with the other guys. Because this is now, aside from Contreras' mean year, 20 home runs and 59 RBIs, not an All-Star, by the way, hitting 284, which on this team
is miraculous.
Is miraculous. Yeah, it really is. And so I'm still in the camp of, okay, you can win, but we're still selling, right? Don't get so
all day
good
long
that if Sonny Gray is on this team in September, it will be a travesty.
Yeah, you messed up. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. He's got to go. Chapman's got to go. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, this is the position you're in, and you need to retool this thing because the last thing you want to happen is everything to go splashingly well, and then you're rolling back the remnants of this squad next year. That can't happen.
And Sonny Gray's gone after this year, too. He's a rental.
Yeah, exactly. He's already gone.
Yeah.
You can't, and you got to get rid of Chapman too.
And just whoever's closing games in Worcester, bring him up.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Get him ready.
See what you got, kid.
Get him ready. And then you mentioned Anthony going to Florida to deal with his tendon injury. I just had read that the person he's going to see down there, I forget who it was that he worked on, the very rare injury. Guy was out like 3 months after surgery.
So Anthony, we'll see you next season.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
All right, going to talk with Dave Peck right after this. I also want to tell you about Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. They are official sports grill of the roast in downtown Bangor. You can visit them at herosportsgrill.com. All right, back with Dave right after this. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Now joining us on the Heroes Hotline, as he does on Tuesday mornings, is Dave Peck. Dave, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're okay. Feeling a little less patriotic this morning, though. Gotta say, the tough one last night against Belgium.
I'm going to be honest. I did not watch a second. I had a big North End softball league game. Went into extra innings, and so he said, "All right, well, I guess we're not watching Team USA, but we were able to get the win." So it sounds like I didn't miss anything. I mean, I watched the highlights when I came home, and it looked like a disaster. So is it crazy to be like, all right, now we can kind of focus on the big stars? Like it's kind of like tennis. I don't want to compare it to tennis, but it's like I care more about the big stars in the other countries than like Taylor Fritz from the U.S. winning. Like, is that crazy? Like, let's see Messi win another one. Like, that's more interesting to me.
Greg, what do you care more about, soccer or tennis?
Wow, they're pretty equal. Yeah, maybe might be tennis. I might be more interested. I can watch tennis. Tennis is a better watch for me.
Greg has left. Dave. Greg has left tennis. Has left soccer behind for good. He will revisit it in 2 to 4 years when the Olympics or the World Cup resume. Will you watch the rest of this World Cup?
I will watch it when they're big names. Yeah, I'll watch it when they're big names, but it's not appointment for me. I mean, Team USA wasn't even appointment for me. Clearly, softball comes first. But like again,
well, yeah. If you were to say that, like, hey, where's our left fielder? Be like, oh, he's home watching the soccer game. He's not here for a playoff game. I mean, at age 30, whatever you are, it's like that's how you lose some friends right there.
Right. That's how you get dropped in the lineup. Yeah. You can't be doing that. But no, I mean, like, if Messi is in the final, that will be semi-appointment for me. But I don't really have an interest. It just I can't get over the flopping. It's kind of a cliche, but I don't understand how they haven't fixed that in the 30 years that's been kind of a stereotype for soccer players, and they're still whining on the ground after they haven't even gotten the call. Like, I get acting like the NBA does, try and get the call, but like, what are you guys doing? Like, it's insane to me. It's hard. It's a hard watch, but yeah, it's not super on my radar.
Okay. What about, let's go over the Celtics. We heard from Brad Stevens and Bill Chisholm yesterday. What are your takeaways from what they told us?
I think my biggest takeaway is I don't really buy that it's a salary dump. Like I just and he didn't say flat out that it was. He's looking for optionality, but the Celtics are kind of, in a way, hiding behind the idea that it was to shed some of the salary beyond 70% between the two star players. And like, it echoes a little bit of Red Sox mentality, which people are frustrated by, but I actually think they're hiding behind that and using it as an excuse as opposed to what really happened, which is your best player, one of your best players, was not getting along and fitting on the court with your other best player. That's what I think it is. And I think they're hiding behind this idea of having more flexibility because in February, when we were all excited for Tatum to come back, was it ever a discussion that they wouldn't be able to play together next season because of money reasons? Was that a discussion in February? Was that a discussion in November? Was it a discussion last year when Tatum went down? I don't think so, unless I missed something. So it only became a money discussion, from what I know, within the last month, if that, when Jaylen Brown started to go off his rocker and become a clear problem. And it seemed very obvious that post-76er series, it wasn't going to work because he did not want to be here. So now they're kind of using that as the reason, where I think it came down to butting heads around the way they play basketball. And I'll ask you guys this, a little back and forth. What was the biggest thing Celtics fans have been frustrated with over the past, I don't know, call it 3 to 4 years with the way the Celtics go about business?
Shooting threes all the time? You think that's what it is?
That's what it is. Okay, right? And who have Celtics fans blamed for that? You guys talked about it 10 minutes ago.
Missoula.
You could say it's Missoula, and who's Missoula's guy?
Yeah, okay. So you think that this is just a sign that we're sticking with it, like Missoula ball, like we were saying, is this going to be amplified where it's more Missoula ball?
So yes, that's part of it, but the other part of it is do you blame Jaylen Brown for actually wanting to do things the way that most Celtics fans want the Celtics to do? Like, isn't Jaylen Brown kind of right?
In what way? What? Like his game is a mid-range jumper game, and the Celtics don't want mid-range jumpers?
To not operate through this data. And even in February, he's saying things like, I know the data says that we have to play a certain way, but this is the way I like to play. And he led the league in 2-point attempts. And then Tatum comes back and, they'd have played Game 7 without him and they didn't win, but he says, I wish we could play more like this. And now in the last couple of weeks, he's on social media going at analytics, which is what every Celtics fan is doing too. And so I guess my point is, shouldn't we be aligned with the way Jaylen Brown has been frustrated with how this team has been playing basketball? And isn't he kind of right to be like, all right, if Jason Tatum is in the pocket of the coach and you two are going to play Missoula ball and we're going to do the Tatum-Texas two-step and the ball's going to go through Tatum and he's going to bring it up and it's going to stall, I don't want to play that way. And if you guys aren't going to change to play sort of my game, which is the style most Celtics fans want them to play, then I don't want to play for you guys. And so he kind of forced his way out. I kind of agree with that.
So,
is that crazy?
Okay, so here's the question then. Greg and I were batting this around. And Brad, we trust. You still feel that way?
Not as much, no. And this is honestly before the trade. This is before the trade because somebody has to sign off on the way they play beyond Joe Mazzulla, right? Like I can't sit here and think that Brad Stevens is telling him they have to move the ball around more and get more off ball, whatever, and stop shooting threes. And Mazzulla is just crossing his arms and defying that. So Brad Stevens kind of lost some of my trust when, one, he didn't fire Joe Mazzulla right after the season ended. And two, they haven't changed sort of the way they played within the last, call it 4 years. So that's more concerning to me. And that's more of a systematic thing if you want to kind of compare it back to sort of Red Sox fear as well. So I think it's the trade is one thing, but the way the team is being run, even from a basketball standpoint, forget about the money. I am weary. I'm weary of where things are going.
So what about the guys that they've brought in? You sign Mitchell Robinson, you extend Keita, and you draft Senek Jr., all bigs. And Brad Stevens said before Jaylen Brown was jettisoned off, they need to get more dunks. They need to get to the rim more. So is there a world where maybe there's a bit of a course correction in, hey, okay, we were doing it this way, but we need to play that way, but it's drive and dish, but you also need to drive. Can you have a little hope that that's the case?
In a perfect world, but I don't know if Tatum's capable of doing that. Like down the stretch, forget about the regular season. They'll be fine. They'll be a playoff team. I just don't know when it matters, when we've seen time and time again them blow these leads, lose on home court, not be able to adjust in a playoff game. And it comes down to crunch time, Tatum just full Tatuming. And I mean that in the worst of way. The majority of times, sure, he's had a handful of games, but like blown leads, stall ball, I just don't know in those moments if they're going to be able to change given the coach they have because he's in Tatum's pocket. So they're hitching their wagon to that. The most optimistic view is that, yeah, they are able to course correct. I just don't know if Tatum's the guy to do it. I'm sorry. People have been blowing smoke for his talent for years. I just think the way he plays, and you look at the body of work over the last 10 years, disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Tatum and Jaylen Brown era. One championship and constantly being bounced earlier than they should.
How do you think Jason Tatum feels today or in the wake of this?
I think he feels like Tom Brady felt when Jimmy Garoppolo was jettisoned off to San Francisco. Is that crazy?
I don't know. Because
I'm sure it's not that bad. I'm sure it wasn't that personal. But he won. His coach didn't get fired. It is now entirely his team. He gets to dictate how they play basketball. They don't have to choose every possession who the ball goes through. And to his credit too, he doesn't have to worry about a disgruntled second guy, which, in Tatum's defense, he shouldn't have had to deal with that anyways. Jaylen Brown just became a problem. So while I kind of agree with the thought process behind Jaylen Brown's disgruntledness. I still think he was a problem, and he was always playing the victim, and he always complained about everything. And it's like, dude, you know, you have it pretty good. You proved you could win with this guy. Can we just figure out a way for it to work? And clearly they couldn't. So there's kind of blame to go all the way around. But I think he probably feels more at peace just because he doesn't have to sort of deal with it anymore.
All right, Dave, we got to go. I'll leave you with this. Celtics, 76ers, 8 o'clock, whatever night. You skipping softball?
I think so. Because it's bigger than Tatum Brown. It's an ideological battle of where the Celtics chose to go.
It's going to be interesting. Good for the league. Bad for the Celtics, maybe. Great for the league. I can't wait to watch that first showdown. And hopefully, you'd hope that, okay, they chose Tatum. Let's see what you got. I hope Tatum gets the ball and goes right at Jaylen Brown. And I hope Jaylen Brown gets the ball and goes right at Jason Tatum. Let's see what they got.
Yeah,
this could be good. Oh yeah. Let's just see these guys. Let's manifest, even if it's not real. They chose Jason Tatum, right? Jaylen Brown's got to feel slighted. All the things he's all in his feels. I can't wait for that first matchup. I can't wait to see this go down. Dave,
you asked me real quick. You asked me right now, and my heart says I'm rooting for Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong except play basketball and win you an NBA championship, essentially, right?
Yeah, that's where my heart is right now.
He hit that. He hit that corner from the corner against the Pacers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it changed the whole trajectory. I don't know if they win it if he doesn't make that shot. But anyways, all right, Dave, we got to go. Thank you. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Our takeaways are next. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Time for our takeaways from today's show. We got the drive on this afternoon. Before the Red Sox baseball taking on the White Sox. Greg, what are you leaving with today?
Yeah, I just think this whole Celtics saga is a story that's going to be, really evolving over the course of a year. I'm giving Brad Stevens a little grace, a little patience here. I don't like the trade, but I see where he's going a little bit. But really, at the end of the day, you don't know whether this was a good thing or a bad thing until you see how this whole thing plays out.
Marcus?
I don't know where U.S. Soccer goes from here. I mean, I'm still going to be locked in, I think. Greg is obviously done. He's over it.
Done.
Give it 4 years and he might care. So, I don't know. I'd love to see it kind of become more of a public conscious sport, but I just don't see that happening here.
I think it could have used, I'll go with that one too. I think last night could have done a lot. A week to build up to Friday.
Sure.
Could have, granted, winning's going to do a lot, but this could have been a big week.
Momentum.
You kind of, there was almost like, oh yeah, tonight, the July 6th, after all the fun and the festivities of the weekend, you could have used one more win.
Yeah.
And I think this
time.
week, the excitement, what would have happened, you would have done. I took Friday off to watch it. I'll still keep it. I'll probably go, I'll go to Pine Hill.
There you go. Yeah, we go do a little golfing.
So there you go. That's going to do it for the Morning Roast on this Tuesday. Back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Have a great day.